Hello, James.
How are you?
Hi, how are you? How's it going? Good. Hey, how is the harvest over now? Is it finished?
Yes, so, yes.
Yes.
And how was it?
Yeah, it was challenging this year, as you know.
Yeah, I know.
Because of the frost and the mildews, a lot of people have lost many yields. So it was complicated to reach the AOC. So yeah, we will see. Then we will have the fine wine, the wine tasting will begin December, January. So we will see the quality of it. But
well, what is it? What is it? Was it like 13 or more difficult than that?
I would have to ask Michel because I was not there on 13, so I don't know, but I can ask him if you want.
Okay, sure. But anyways, at least you harvested some grapes. There were grapes.
Yeah.
Okay, good. And yeah, so I have this bottle of number 25 Grand Siècle.
Yes.
So is that it? Is that in the market now?
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
It is also awesome. A preview because it's our latest release in bottle. The previous one was 24. So this one has those three beautiful vintage of 2008, 2007, and 2006. For 2008, you have 65%. For 2007, you have 25%. And 2006, you have 10%.
I think it's interesting because right away when you smell it, you can get the sense of 2008 in it. Yeah. That real intense aroma.
Yeah, it gives like, a lot of structure to the wine.
Yeah. Isn't it funny? In the nose, you can even smell like the skins of the grape still. Amazing. And then, of course, you get all the other stuff, the dough and pie crust and praline. But a fantastic and forceful nose. Incredible.
You have a lot of Chardonnay. You have 60% of Chardonnay, 40% of Pinot Noir.
It's actually one of the first time.
I think it's the highest we have.
Yeah, the highest share of Chardonnay we have for a Grand Siècle iteration.
And so how do you think this compares to, for example, number 24?
It has a lot of freshness and a lot of acidity with still young aromas compared to 24, which has a little bit more evolved now.
I totally agree. I haven't even tasted it, and it just smells so youthful.
I think if you compare the same time when we launched 24, a little bit before, because actually 24 was released over the market in May 2019, and the 25 will be certainly available in the very first markets by December 2021. Some will be January, some will be later on. But I would say that 24 was also a little bit more tight and sharp in terms of style, and 25 happened to be a little bit more open and a little bit more generous already now. So I guess it will certainly become even more generous and tasty for the months to come.
The palate is very fine. The bubbles and really tight and long, and it has a lot of structure, but it's also elegant at the same time.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what was the production like? Is it normal for the Grand Siècle?
For this one, yes.
Yes.
In the same line,
yes,
I think.
Exactly.
And why did you decide to release it now? Like, you think that it's starting to show well?
Because it's ready, yes. When we tasted it 1 year ago, it was still a bit tight. Very, very lemony and acidic. And it has gain in roundness on the nose and on the palate when you taste it now.
Yeah.
So it was
funny. I find it gives a lot on the nose. Like you think, wow, this is really structured, but then the palate, it's still very tight and fine and fresh and a little bit shy, but really classy.
We had, I think, to wait that because 2008 was quite of a structured vintage. So in the end, we had to wait for this enough time of aging on lees, so that it's it's mellowed down a little bit compared to the two other vintage, where 07 is more into the freshness. 06 was very solar, but also very much of finesse. So we had to wait for this right timing, where the three vintage come to a very nice balance between the three of them.
Wow, it's really good. It's a funny one. It almost seems like a champagne that you would want to decant just to give it even more on the palate. It's really serious. How many months or how many years was it on lees then?
On lees, I think it was 11.
11 years?
12, because it has been disgorged. Yeah, 12.
Because it's been disgorged this year, or early this year.
Yes.
Is there any other release that reminds you of Grand Siècle?
It's difficult because we didn't know before which iteration was on the market. So it was difficult to follow all those blends. Now it's much more clearer. So maybe in the future we will be able to compare more. Depending on
the aromatic direction it will take for sure.
Yes.
But it's true that what said Lucie, that the number of iteration we have here on the foil is pretty new, because the very first iteration to be released with this number was 24 when it was released in 2019. So in the end,
quite recent.
It's still recent, but it's giving even better comprehension of the wine, because now we are able to talk about a lot of things inside the wines and compare one iteration to another.
But it's difficult to compare them exactly at the same time. If you taste 24 now, it is not the same as it was at the beginning when we launched it. So it's complicated to have a perfect comparison of all those iterations.
True.
As they do have the same date of disgorgement, not the same time on lees.
But I think it's more on the level of I really like the number 23 when I tasted, but that was, I guess, was that in Magnum?
It was in Magnum, exactly.
Yeah. So, of course.
You have the format effect.
Yes.
Yeah. And how about 17?
17 was.
Do you remember? Yeah, okay.
But you might have been tasting it, I think, in Magnum.
Yeah, in 2019.
Yeah, when it was released.
And also that was more Pinot Noirish. This has real Chardonnay.
Yeah, it had a
character.
It had more Pinot Noirs than those iterations that you have tasted recently.
Still majority of Chardonnay, but with a higher share of Pinot Noir for sure. Yeah.
Interesting. And what do the guys at Salon think of this? It's sort of in that style. I think so. They're like, hold on.
Right. In the end, it's the same matter, it's Michel Fauconnet.
Yes.
But it's
but I was thinking it has. Right. Yeah. But it has some of that sort of character to it. It's very like, large across the palate, but then compacts on the end. And I find really great Chardonnay-based champagne does that.
One is made of a blend of 3 exceptional years, and the other one is just only 1 year and 1 parcel. Right. So it's a completely different concept.
Exactly.
And
completely different.
Wow. Okay, well, anything else that comes to mind about this? But it's very exciting. I really like it. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's a beautiful blend led by the 2008, which was a beautiful vintage, as you know.
Yeah, I love it.
So I guess it will have a lot of potential to age. Much more with time in your own cellar, you know, because the 2008 will drive the wine with this acidity and this freshness of 2007 too. It will age longer.
Thanks to the 08 base, yes, for the structure and the freshness.
I agree, but the 7, it was also, I like 7. It was a very good vintage, not at the level of 8, but very close. But in the end, it really is. And then the 6 just sort of opens it up a little bit, which it should. 6 was, it's like, you know, putting a drop of water in a glass of single malt or something, just opens it up. It works really well. So really exciting. Well, I look forward to.
I'm very excited to release this one. It's going to be a beautiful wine.
Okay, well, listen. Thank you very much for the tasting.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Dan.
Yeah, I know it's quick, but it was really fantastic. So, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.